It is 1:32 on this 2nd of March. Welcome to Central Valley Talk Live. I'm Austin Reed, coming to you from our Tower District studios inside the Mike Briggs building. We're, 3 weeks away now from the official start of spring, but it sure does feel like that already here in the Central Valley. Highs today in the 70s. Just cannot beat this kind of weather. Hit me up on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Austin Reed On Air. And we are talking about real estate now, but focusing on a super cool suburb of Fresno that doesn't really get talked a lot about. And joining us live right now, I've got the owners of Miracle Realty. You guys want to introduce yourselves one by one? Start with you.
Sure. I'm Beau Miracle, broker owner.
Welcome, Beau.
I'm Jason LaRussa, and I'm an agent with Miracle Realty.
Jason, hello.
My name is Christopher Arias. I'm also an agent with Beau at Miracle Realty.
Yeah, and you guys are based in Madera, right?
Absolutely.
Now, Chris, you've been on the show before, because Chris also owns Madera Martial Arts. Yeah. So, but you do a bunch of stuff. So, but let's start from the beginning as far as the story on Miracle Realty. Beau, do you want to take that?
Sure.
Okay.
So we were originated in 1976. We first started in Fresno, Clovis area, branched out to Sanger, and then eventually Madera. That was in 1976, and then my dad opened up the Madera office in the early 80s, and then he passed away in 2011, and that's when I took over. But we've had multiple offices, quite a few agents over the time. I think at one time there was 55 agents and 4 offices.
So as far as focusing on Madera, why?
Well, for myself, and I think these guys as well, we're all bred in Madera, so that's kind of like our hometown for most of us. I think Jason was adopted to Madera.
I've been there for about 20-something years, but I absolutely love Madera.
Feels like home.
Yeah. And so that's just kind of where the last office was, still standing still, I guess you can say. And then my father passed away, and then thus far we've been just continuing Madera.
Busy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very, very
crazy.
busy.
I'm sure.
More so in the last 2 years, for sure. After COVID kind of hit, we weren't really sure what was going to happen with the real estate market, and then just kind of took a turn for the good, basically. Interest rates at a historic low, and then obviously shortage of inventory has made a high demand for buyers. So it's been a good time.
Jason, as an agent, what are you seeing now that we are in March?
Well, things haven't slowed down. I can tell you that. We were all kind of hoping that there was some normalization that would take place, but just based on, and this is anecdotal, of course, and just the deals that I've been working, buyers are really having to struggle, and they're really going to have to put their best foot forward in order to get their offer accepted, meaning that they might be overpaying for a house and what the appraised value is of $10,000, $15,000, $20,000. And some people, particularly first-time home buyers, are really not in that position to come up with that cash to get to the closing table. So, Chris, what about you?
Same thing. Just I have to prepare people to be aggressive. There's no tiptoeing around. If you see a house that you like, you cannot sit on the fence with it. You have to go in, and you have to go in aggressive, because there's going to be 5, 6 other people that want that house too, and they're going to be fighting for it as much as They're going. It's tooth and nail right now. It's every bit counts. Put your best foot forward. As I could say, don't go in hoping to get an offer. Like, go in with your highest and best.
Be aggressive, and know that if you are paying, say, $20,000 over the appraised value, that realistically prices aren't going to go down in home value. And so you'll because of appreciation in California, within about a year or two, you'll kind of
get it back.
Catch up.
Yeah.
What makes Madera so great? Whoever wants to take that question.
Yeah, I want to add to whatever you said. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. No, you got it.
Because we're there.
Enough said.
Right. Well, I mean, I think it goes without saying. Madera has a population of roughly about 50 to 55,000. So, with a small town, there's pros and cons, right? It doesn't have some of the, the amenities such as entertainment and or nightclubs. But depending upon where you're at in your life, of course. I mean, I'm 48. I'm really not going to too many nightclubs anymore in my lifetime. But it does have that small town mentality and feel, and that is what attracts me. And that's not for everyone. There's a reason why they make white cars, blue cars, and red cars, right?
Sure.
Yeah. But I think all of us are kind of in agreement that that small town kind of feeling is great for families and great for us as individuals. And law enforcement isn't busting everyone for their car seats, or I shouldn't say car seats, but rather seat belts. It's just a different feel altogether. A little bit slower.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit about, as far as maybe a first-time home buyer here in the Central Valley. They're living in, maybe it's a couple living in an apartment complex right now, and they're maybe being priced out of Fresno or Clovis. Is Madera a good option to look at?
I'll take this.
Go ahead.
Yes and no. Okay. It depends what you want to look at it. Fresno has more options just because of the size of it. So there's more houses to choose from. But Madera has less houses to choose from. So you're going to be paying about almost 20% more in Madera for the same home that you would be in Fresno. Yeah. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people think that Fresno's more expensive, but the prices in Madera are getting, it usually works that way. Like the big city is usually a little bit cheaper, and the surrounding suburb areas are always more higher. So
true. That's what's happening now.
If you go to San Jose, for example, all the surrounding areas, Palo Alto, Morgan Hill, all those other areas, Woodland, those are all higher than the inner city. So Fresno would be our big hub, our hub, and then you have Clovis, you have Sanger, you have Kingsburg, all our surrounding. They're a little bit more pricier.
Wow. And one thing I'd like to add to that too is I feel as though, and you guys might agree with me or not, but I feel as though the Central Valley as a whole, say from maybe Merced to say Bakersfield, is kind of where the Bay Area was 20 years ago. And so we're seeing increased rents by 25%. A 3-bedroom 2-bath. We do property management too, and I see some of these rents for $2,200, and it's wow, okay, that's once
you
again
own a house for that price,
right?
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
So I think the Central Valley is a kind of where San Jose was 20 years ago.
So weird, and I don't think that anybody here in the Central Valley thought this would happen here.
Right. Right.
So, Beau, as the owner and carrying on the legacy of your dad, what is that like for you?
Well, at first, I didn't even know how to really accept it because there were big shoes to fill. My Uncle John, who's still around today, he left a great legacy behind, as well as my father. But the good thing, kind of going back to the Madera thing, is because I was born and raised there, it's a little bit easier as far as network goes, because we grew up with a lot of the people that went to high school, middle school, things of that nature, the local businesses. But as far as myself and taking over American Realty, there was a point in time where I didn't even feel comfortable saying I was the owner, because it was hard for me to accept. But as I've grown and kind of, I guess, flourished with the American Realty and the team, it's been a great time. And American Realty isn't Beau Miracle. It's who you see here. It's our team. It's the people that we have that are a part of. It's our clients. It's our friends. Because even some of the people that may not be our clients are our biggest supporters, whether they be local businesses or friends and family. So for me, it's been a great experience. And then, I didn't always want to grow. Some of these guys came to me whether I wanted to accept them or not. And,
it's true. It's true. It's true.
And so it kind of force-fed me to get a little out of my comfort zone, because we were just a small office and property management. And now we're up to about 13 agents, and then we have a full-time property manager. So, we're just continuing to grow, and I'm enjoying the growth for sure.
It's fun, I'd imagine.
Oh yeah, we were talking about the other day. It's like a frat house.
Yeah, I bet. I can see that. Yeah. You guys are just making jokes all day, which is good.
And bad.
HR. There's HR.
Where is he or she? Tell me a little bit about what do you guys see any kind of change in the market soon or no?
Well, none of us have a crystal ball, and so you can never predict. But I mean, as far as what we're seeing, we can't supplement enough housing for what's the demand, and so that we would have to almost overcompensate by 1.2 million houses a year on top of what we're already doing to make up the difference. So what's going to probably more so happen is there's going to be a little bit of a correction, and not a recession, but a correction. As interest rates go up a little bit more, the prices will kind of steady out a little bit more, but it's not going to drop, or the bottom's not going to fall out, because what we've seen in 2007 and 2008 was more of a real estate backed recession, because there was predatory lending and there was these aggressive type of home loans. Now we're not seeing that. Most everybody's on a 30-year fixed. The criteria that the banks are following are a lot stricter than what they were doing before. I mean, I guess you guys would attest to that at this point.
100%.
So a lot of people were thinking with the whole COVID situation and the forbearance and people not paying their mortgages that there was going to be a massive flood of foreclosures going to happen. But even if somebody didn't pay their mortgage for 6 months, right, and the bank came in and was telling them, hey, it's what's going to happen here? We're either going to take the house, or what are you going to do? So people are still in an equity position where they could be 6 months behind on the payment, and then still put their house on the market and pay that debt off and still profit off of it. Right. Like there, in some cases, people that happen where they think they're going to lose a house. They put the house, they put it for sale, and they actually profited off the whole situation.
Yeah, appreciation has risen so quickly. And,
whereas before, in the last crash, she couldn't do that. Like your house was upside down. Yeah. Like $100,000.
Well, we get asked all the time, and I mean, you were kind of asking it earlier, but our main job is to be educators in the marketplace, right, and the industry, because a lot of people don't know, and a lot of people will ask us when is a good time to buy, and affordability is the key component. If you can afford it now, you should be able to afford it later, unless there was a national crisis or some sort. Then I mean, at that point, everybody's doing
everybody's
right. So it's not just real estate aspect, but again, like they're saying, and I can attest to, is people are in good equity positions, and it's only continued to rise. So the defaults that everybody was anticipating and getting the houses on sale isn't really going to happen as much, because there's not a flood of houses like that.
Sure.
Exactly. Yeah. Everything is just it's totally new.
I think this is the new norm.
Yeah.
I got to be honest.
And to his last point, people, there would be one house for sale, and we're getting like 20, 30 viewings in a weekend, right? And like with some cases, 6, 7, 8 offers sometimes, like over asking. It's rare you see a offer where somebody submits an offer and it's what we're asking for. It's always way above. So
realistically, at this point, this has got to be a seller's market.
100%. Yeah.
Because I remember asking that question about like 10 months ago, and everybody's like, well, but now it's definitely seems like it's turning.
If buyers are not able to ask for concessions like closing costs, or and to be perfectly honest with you, if they're making offers at the actual list price, and there's a multiple offer situation, the chances are they're not going to get their offer accepted. So it's it can be frustrating, working with particularly first-time home buyers. But on the other side of that coin is there's a lot of individuals that have enough equity in their homes where they're now able to upgrade to their dream homes.
Yes.
And they, part of that is some of the problem too, because they're able to go into the market with $150,000, $175,000, $200,000 in net proceeds from the sale of their home, and now they can really overpay for something, which makes things interesting.
Right now, to his point, right now is the perfect time. Like if you don't like the way your closet looks, or like you don't like something about your house, and you've lived there for a good period of time, it's a good time to contact an agent, preferably us.
Preferably us. Preferably us.
But if whatever floats your boat. It's a good time to contact your agent, start asking these questions, and then see what is out there, what your house might be worth, and then to upgrade to your home. I don't know. We did like 6, 7 transactions like that last summer.
And
I'm working with a client right now that, we sold we're selling their home and we're upgrading their home, and their home before wasn't too bad. I mean, that's somebody's dream home,
right?
And they're upgrading that house, so it's pretty cool. It's pretty interesting to see.
Okay, people can connect with you guys, miracle-realty.com, right? And then, real quick, I did want to ask this. For other areas of Madera, like Madera Ranchos, Bonadelli Ranchos, are you able to serve?
We serve all Central Valley.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so even though we're Madera based, we definitely tailored to Fresno. I mean, like this weekend, we're actually going to be at the Fresno Home Show, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
That's this weekend.
Yeah, so we'll be there, so you guys can come out,
say hi.
Say hi, yeah.
But again, we service all of Central Valley for sure.
Very good. Beau, Jason, Chris, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time. Real quick, do you guys have, for listings, just go to the website right now, right? If any listings or... Okay, perfect. Very good. I'm Austin Reed. This is Central Valley Talk. Coming up next at 2 p.m. live, we've got Herb Keener, Keys to Living, and then at 3 o'clock, Newsmakers. So stay with us.
That's a wrap.
All right, that's a wrap, guys. Thank you.
Thank you,
Great job.
Austin.
That was perfect. Thank you.